The texts from beyond. You ever get a text that makes your blood run cold like the world just tilted a little off its axis? That's how it started for me. Before we dive into tonight's chilling story, if you love late-night horror tales and things that keep you up at night, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon. And hey, drop a comment if you've ever had something unexplainable happen to you. You might just end up in our next story. One rainy October night, with my phone buzzing on the nightstand, lighting up the dark like a warning I didn't know I needed. I was 17, curled up in my bedroom in our creaky old house in upstate New York, the kind of place where the wind howls through the eaves like it's trying to tell you something. My sister, my older sister, had been gone for 6 months. Car accident, drunk driver. The kind of tragedy that rips your life in half and leaves you picking up the pieces. But that night, when I grabbed my phone, squinting at the screen, I saw her name, on a text. "Hey, you up?" I froze. My heart slammed against my ribs and the room felt 10 degrees colder. My sister's phone had been destroyed in the crash, smashed to bits, they told us. No way she was texting me, no way. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering, half expecting it to vanish like a bad dream. But it didn't. The message sat there, glowing in the dark, and before I could stop myself, I typed back, "Who is this?" My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hit the keys. The reply came instantly. "It's me. Miss you." My stomach dropped. It sounded like her, short, sweet, the way she'd always text me when she was away at college. I could almost hear her voice, that soft, teasing lilt she had. But this wasn't possible. I bolted upright, the blankets pooling around me, and checked the number. It was hers. Same area code, same digits I'd memorized years ago. I wanted to scream, but my throat felt like it was stuffed with cotton. Instead, I threw the phone across the room. It hit the wall with a dull thud and landed on the rug, screen still glowing. I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. Every creak of the house, every tap of rain on the window felt like it was her trying to get in. By morning, I convinced myself it was a prank. Some jerk with a sick sense of humor, right? I blocked the number, deleted the texts, and tried to move on. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. The air in the house felt heavier, like it was holding its breath. A week later, it happened again. I was in the kitchen, heating up leftover pizza, when my phone buzzed on the counter. I glanced at it, expecting a friend or maybe mom checking in. But there it was. Her name again, on a new message. "Why'd you block me? I just want to talk." My knees buckled. I gripped the counter, the smell of burnt cheese filling the air as the microwave beeped. Forgotten. This time, I didn't text back. I couldn't. Instead, I ran upstairs, dug through my closet, and found an old photo of us. Me and her, arms around each other at the lake last summer, her blonde hair catching the sunlight. I stared at it, like it could explain this. It didn't. That night, I heard it. A soft tap, tap, tap on my bedroom window. I was half asleep, tangled in a nightmare about her, when the sound yanked me awake. My room's on the second floor with nothing but a rickety old maple tree outside, its branches too thin to hold anything heavier than a squirrel. Tap, tap, tap. Slow, deliberate, like someone was testing the glass. I lay there, paralyzed, my breath shallow, telling myself it was just the wind. But then my phone lit up on the nightstand. Another text. "Look outside. I didn't want to. God, I didn't want to." But it was like my body wasn't mine anymore. I crept to the window, my bare feet cold on the hardwood, and pulled the curtain back just an inch. The street light cast long, jagged shadows across the lawn, and the maple tree swayed in the wind. Nothing else. No one. But then, God, I'll never forget it. I saw something move in the reflection of the glass. A shape, just behind me, in my room. I spun around, heart pounding, but the room was empty. Just my bed, my desk, the photo of us still lying on the floor where I'd left it. My phone buzzed again. "I'm closer than you think." I stopped sleeping after that. I'd lie awake, listening to the house groan, feeling like something was watching me from the shadows. Mom noticed I was jumpy, but I didn't tell her about the texts. How could I? She was barely holding it together, still crying herself to sleep over her. I didn't want to make it worse. But the texts kept coming, every few nights, always after midnight. Remember the lake? One said. You promised we'd go back. Another. It's cold here. Each one felt like a knife twisting in my chest. I tried changing my number, but the next night, there she was again, like she was wired into my phone, into my head. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I sat in the dark, clutching my phone, and typed, "What do you want?" The reply came so fast it was like she'd been waiting. "Come to the lake, I'm there." My blood went cold. The lake, our lake, was where we'd spent every summer, swimming until our fingers pruned, laughing until we couldn't breathe. It was her place. Our place. But now, the thought of it made my skin crawl. I should have ignored it. I should have thrown my phone in the trash and moved on. But I couldn't. I had to know. The next night, I snuck out, grabbing my bike and pedaling through the foggy streets to the lake on the edge of town. The air was thick, smelling of damp earth and pine, and the moon hung low, barely lighting the path. When I got there, the lake was still, like a sheet of black glass. No wind, no ripples, just silence so deep it felt like the world was holding its breath. I stood at the water's edge, my sneakers sinking into the mud, and called out her name. My voice echoed, then died. Nothing. I checked my phone. No new texts, no signal either. Just me and the lake and the dark. Then I heard it. A splash, soft but unmistakable, like something breaking the surface. I froze, my eyes scanning the water. There, in the middle of the lake, something pale bobbed up, then sank back down. My heart stopped. It looked like a hand, pale and thin, reaching up before disappearing. I wanted to run, but my legs wouldn't move. Then my phone buzzed in my pocket, loud enough to make me jump. I pulled it out, hands trembling, and saw the text. "Look behind you." My breath caught. I turned slowly, the mud sucking at my shoes, and there she was, my sister. Standing at the edge of the trees, her blonde hair wet and plastered to her face, her skin pale as moonlight. She was wearing the same hoodie she'd worn the day she died, torn and stained. Her eyes, God, her eyes were wrong. Empty, like holes in her face, but they were locked on me. I screamed or tried to, but no sound came out. She didn't move, didn't speak, just stared. Then my phone buzzed again, and I looked down, unable to stop myself. The text read, "I never left." When I looked up, she was gone. The lake was silent again, the air heavy with that same unnatural stillness. I stumbled back to my bike and rode home, tears streaming down my face. The image of her burned into my mind. I don't go to the lake anymore. I don't answer texts from numbers I don't know. But sometimes late at night when the house is too quiet, my phone lights up. No name, no number, just a blank screen with a single word, "Miss you." And I swear in the reflection of the glass I see her standing behind me. Maybe she's standing behind you right now.